covering Word in the cloud. Word processing in the cloud. Lots of capabilities there. Go over to your Schoology page and you'll be able to find that under your cs101 assignments. Right before we get into PowerPoint, we'll be doing that next week. We're going to be doing a little practice with word processing in the cloud. Click on that, and I have a link to the instructions right here. So I'm going to click right there. Later on, I'm going to come back and submit the assignment, and we're going to be submitting the assignment in the form of a link to this document that we're creating. So let's go here to find the instructions. I am logged in as JSmart, and that will be helpful when I want to work on this document. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one that I worked on last section, and I'm going to click on here. Because I am logged in, I see the file menu available to me, and I have the file make a copy available to me as well. You can be using a regular Gmail account and edit and create Google Documents, but we're going to be using your Emmaus. If you use your Emmaus.edu account, the cool thing about that, let's see, I might actually be able to see who you are if you're logged in, or if you've assigned yourself an icon. There we go. That's someone that you can tell you're logged into your Emmaus account. These, if you're just anonymously, you're not logged into Emmaus yet, you'll just appear as an anonymous little icon. And so the cool thing about Google Docs or any online document, you share the link with someone, you can share edit capabilities, you can see who's connected and viewing your document. So you're working with a team, say, hey everybody, I sent this email out, open it up and we'll work on it together. Or you could walk through it as the editor, they can be viewing it. You can actually limit them to only be able to view and not to change it. But you're going to want to make changes to this document because you're going to want to create your own and give me a link to it, and either copy paste it into your Google Doc, or if I'm logged in, I can come over here and do File, Make a Copy. This will immediately make my personal copy of that document, and I'm going to, instead of calling it copy of, I'm going to change copy of to be JSmart Section 2 Cloud Assignment. And if I click Make a Copy, I can even decide where to put it if I have multiple folders. And let's see, do I have a cs101 folder over there? I have a cs101 Fall 23. I can go down into there, and if I zoom out a little bit, I can make a new folder in there and call it Section 2 Homework. So you could organize your folders and actually make the copy in a particular place. So I'm making it in that particular location. Now that's not a requirement, that's helpful. You can organize your files as you create them. Now I click Make a Copy. Now a new tab appears at the top. I can close the original, and now I'm the only one viewing my private copy of that assignment. And let's put at the top here, just since we have this here, let's go ahead and call that CS101 Cloud Word Processing by, go ahead and put your name in there. I'll make that a title format. Remember how you have styles in Word? They give you styles there right on the menu bar, a much more limited selection, but that is now title style. Little discussion here about what's available, and just for fun I went out online and just did a search for online word processing. Let's do that again. Let's just do a search for online best word processing, or you call it document processing. And you have several lists of online document processing. I like this one because it's specifically about online word processors. Can you guess what they'll be? Oh, look at that. This gives me, oh, look at that. This gives me the sources right there. Microsoft Word in the cloud. I believe that is office.com. LibreOffice. I didn't know that they actually had an online version. Google Docs, is the most popular, I think, a lot. LibreOffice Writer. Other online, oh, we got even 14 more online word processors. Now, I'm not going to ask you to explore all of them, just to know that there's lots of online editors available to you with different features. There's my Office Online, as well as that. That's interesting. Office Online shows up there and there. If you're a Microsoft person, you'd probably be using the Office Online because it's very capable, and it's OneDrive.com or Office.com. I think takes you to your same documents. You have to have your Microsoft account, which you can get for free. But lots of capabilities. Since we have already explored Microsoft Word, this assignment is just going to go through Google Docs and the capabilities there. Remember, with all these onlines, all you need is a browser to get to it and to use it. Many of them also offer nice mobile apps for that online documents. So being able to get to it from your phone, that same document, and it's a little harder to edit, but you can even edit it from your mobile app. So lots of capabilities there out online. So let's go back to our copy of this, and let's read through the instructions listed for you handily. And I see I need to make a correction there. I'm going to correct that grammar. I can correct it myself or right-click and accept this suggested change. It'll do the same thing for typos. This link is here if you haven't logged into your Emmaus account, and actually I gave it the wrong email address. eLearn is gone. It's just emmaus.edu now. It used to be eLearn. Don't worry about needing to change your password. That's for people that this was all new to them and they hadn't logged in there yet. If you do need a password to that, if you get your password, I think it has a forgot password. Otherwise, Mr. Yabini or Mrs. Ortiz can help you with that, and I think I can help you with that too. I haven't done it for a while. Okay. Did you know you can do table of contents with Google Docs? You can do it with Word docs as well. But let's see how we do table of contents. But first I want to decide where to put my table of contents. Let's go ahead and put the table of contents, how about right here at the top after the title. I hit enter after the title. And see how it jumps to normal text. To insert a table of contents, I've got a little hint there. Look for the Insert tab. So here's where I'm ready to insert it. Let's go to Insert. And way down at the bottom I have Table of Contents. Hover over that and I see 3 choices for the style of table of contents. You can click your choice. I clicked this choice last time. I'm going to do the dotted this time and see how that looks. And look at that. You get a table of contents generated for you, and if you add more things later, you can come back here and refresh your table of contents. How in the world did I get first and second heading and level 2 heading? Well, that was down here. I just gave you some sample text. Let's add a third heading. I just change the style of that text to be a heading 1, and I'll call this third heading. And underneath that, I'll make that a heading 2. And haven't done it yet. Let's go ahead and make a heading 3. Now let's go back to our table of contents, and I can right click on it, I believe, and this little thingy here means refresh my table of contents. Look at that. I've updated my table of contents. So for things, the lesson we learned here is for things to be in our table of contents, they need to be of the style first, second, or third heading, and then they will show up in this style of a table of contents. Table of contents, I'd say anytime you have a document, probably more than 5 pages, I would probably put in a table of contents to make it nice and professional. And of course, check with your instructor. Some may not like table of contents, but I think it does add a nice quality of professionalism, and it's so easy to do. Okay, so there's your table of contents. You can add more if you like. Now, we want to add a citation to a source, and I discovered that this document already has that source in there. I forgot to remove it before making it available to you, but we'll see how we can add other sources to our citations. So it's pretend I didn't have the source yet and I want to add a citation, I could go to Tools, Citations. This is like the references ribbon in Word. Notice here my source is already there from that ISBN. I'm going to delete this just to show you how I could add a source simply by having an ISBN. I can choose a print source and just paste my ISBN, and then it will search for me, find it, and I'll click Continue, and I click Add Citation Source, and now that source is in my document. I'm going to go find another source, and I think Mr. McLeod, Dr. McLeod may have another one here. Let's see if I find it in my text. Oh, how about the text? How about the source for this book? Let's see. In my bookshelf here. Let's find the ISBN for this book. Let's see if I can find it easily. Let's look for Office 2021. And you can look for any book out there as long as you have an ISBN of it. Let's see, I'll just find one example ISBN just for fun here. I guess if I put Cashman in the title, I find, here's the book, here's the link to this book, and there's my ISBN. I'm going to copy that ISBN and come back to my add a citation source. Let's choose a print and let's put that ISBN in there, and I click search. There's the book, continue, add source. Now I have multiple sources added. Now let's practice inserting citations after using ISBNs to add sources. Now I could have done the manual, but I wanted to use the ISBN. Now the citation, let's go add. First of all, I'll click change here to be McLeod source. Now here's the citation. How do I add a citation? I have to come over here and hover over it and click Cite. So the McLeod source, I have the insertion point there. I come over here, hover with my citation tool open, click Cite. There it puts the citation. Oh, it's in Chicago style. Suppose I wanted the citation in a different style. I have to change the style, then come over here and do Cite again, and now I get the citation style for MLA. And say I wanted to see the citation in APA style, I change the style and then I click Cite, and then it gives me the APA style. And once it's created, it doesn't become something that I can go back and modify. It just becomes regular text, and it's my responsibility to put in page numbers. So it's not quite as fancy where I can come back here and edit citation like we could in Word. But it gives you a citation. So I'm going to leave that first one in there. Actually, I'm going to leave them all in there just as examples. Now I'm going to cite the Office book, and I'm going to put it in MLA style before I do it. So you have to remember that with Word or with Google Docs, you have to choose your style. Then when I go to cite it, it puts it in the expected style, and then I can come back here and edit the page number. I'll call it WD-200. Make up a page number. Okay, so there is my citation sources added. Remember how I can do that just by getting the ISBN, and it finds the citation format. It saves me all that edit source, editing the right information. Pretty handy. Now let's do a works cited. Well, I want to put it at the end, and so I'm going to go way down here to the bottom of my document, and notice in my citations tool that I left open, now the works cited button is available. If I go somewhere else in my document where it does not like to put in works cited, it will stay grayed. Somewhere where it's possible, it will become highlighted. I'm going to go to the very end and watch what happens. First of all, I need to check my style, MLA style, and I click Insert Works Cited. And it puts me in there, and I don't think it will update. I don't think this doesn't update like Word does. Let's, just for fun, I'm going to change from MLA to APA, and now insert works. Oh, and now it becomes insert references. And just for fun, I'm going to also change it to Chicago and see what that looks like. So Chicago and APA use the word references. MLA uses works cited. But now this just becomes editable text, unlike the Word. I don't think I can go modify my source and update my sources, because I don't see anything about update my works cited if I ever change my source. I have to retype or reinsert the works cited. So not quite as nice as Word, but still you've got some good references capabilities. All right, now let's go back here. We've got citations. We've got works cited. Now a whole new thing. We want to practice using the website capabilities of Google Docs. Did you know you can create a website using just Google Docs? Here's how we do it. We want to, and we'll come back to the website of this document. Wait a minute here. Website. Oh, we're publishing it. We're going to do websites. First of all, we're going to make this document a website. Then we'll do the create personal websites. This document we can save as a website simply by going to, not share, that's sharing it as a Google Doc to someone. We'll come back to that. We're going to come to File, Share, Publish to Web. There's where it's hiding. It used to be a separate menu item. It's under File, Share, Publish to Web. Now I can choose my published content settings to say either restricted or leave it public by not checking that. And I click the Publish button and ask me, are you sure? I click OK. And now I have a long, ugly link to the URL of this document published as a website. A web page. Leave the restrictions to be not unchecked, and this is a great feature that if I just make a change to that document, the website will see it within about 5 minutes. It's not instantaneous like sharing a Google Doc is. So now I have the link copied. I did the Control-C. I come back to my document and share it and make the link to, let's see, where is my document? Let's go ahead and just make this text right here the link to the web page. So I'm going to select that text. I'm going to see, well, Control-Shift greater than increases the website, or increases the font size. Make it bold. And now I'm going to make that a link by coming up here, clicking the chain right there, and pasting that long, ugly URL. Now that will take me to my document published as a website. Let's just see what it looks like by clicking on the link and following the link now. And here's what I get as a Google Doc published website. This will always appear at the top. And it gives me wide, ugly margins. You might like them, but they get kind of annoying because as you try to zoom in on it, the margins also enlarge until finally it jumps. But zooming in is not terribly friendly. And I have not found a way to reduce the margins left and right. I played with the page margins. When you publish it, you just get these huge wide margins. And there's your document. Notice this is something someone cannot edit, but they can easily view on their device, any browser. All done through Google Docs. It'll show up as a docs.googledocs.com page. And just for a little trivia here, if I go to the Emmaus.edu site, or the Navigator site, and go to my class schedule, and I go to any of the folders, notice my folders in my class schedule are actually over in the Emmaus Google Drive. So actually, I don't even know if that's Emmaus Google Drive. That may be somebody's personal Google Drive because I don't see the Emmaus.edu showing up. Notice under my published website, it shows on as docs.google.com website. But that's my published document. Okay, so now your document has a link to it. If you want to make it large, that's fine, as long as it's published and available to all. Now this is slightly different. Sharing the document, that lets someone view it as a Google Doc. Now that is what that will do, or File, Share with others will do. These take me to the exact same dialogue of sharing this document to others. Now, one thing you have to be sure to change here is change your access not to restricted. Change the access to anyone with the link. You can limit it to someone who's logged into their Emmaus.edu site, but I want to be able to let anyone with a link to be able to see this. And leave it at viewer, but I wanted to let you see that you can actually give edit permission to the entire world if you wanted, or you could give comment permission to the entire world, anyone with a link. So I'm going to leave it at viewer, and I'm going to copy the link though, because that link now I want to put in my document. So copy the link, be sure to change the access to be anyone with the link. Don't leave it restricted, or you may get a 0 for it because I won't be able to see your document. Copy the link, and now I'm done. Now I want to put that link somewhere. I'm going to put it right here. Make that a link by going to the ellipsis link right there. Paste. But I also wanted to put it in my writing assignment submission. So let's make sure we have that link over here in my word processing assignment. I'm going to put that link right here before I forget. I can actually submit the link right now even before I'm done with my document. So I'm going to come over here to submit assignment, underneath create, and put in here link to, and put your name in here, John Smart, put your name in there, shared document. And I'm going to select that text after typing it and click the chain link right there and paste the link. Control V. And save, open and link a new tab. That's always nice. Now, my assignment is actually submitted. Even though I haven't completed all the work, your professor will be able to click on it and see your document. Let's go back now to complete our work, and now we can always update that if something changes. So come back to my document, and now what we want to do is work with websites. We've got the link to the web page. And it looks like I have this as a web page. I guess I'll put the link to the web page here too, just to make sure. I didn't realize I had step 12 asked you to give me the link to the web page. Let's just do that again, just so we remember how to do that. To get the link to your web page, you go to File, Share, Publish to Web. There's where I can get the link. I can verify that it's published. I click here and then Control-C copy, and then make sure to make this, I'm going to make this a link to the page too. Select that text and choose the chain link up here and make the link. So essentially you have a link to the page in two places, just to make sure you know how to do that. Now we're going to create a personal website. This is a completely different tool. We find it by going to, let's try sites.go. I have to be logged in, as I'm logged in as John Smart. I could go here to my little apps right there, or I could go to sites.google.com, I believe. Sites, let's try sites.google.com. And it puts me in my personal websites I am able to create. Now yours will probably be blank. I have created several here. This is a way to create websites a little better than publishing a Google Doc. You can make a Google Doc look like a decent website, but it has those annoying margins. But here I can create a site. I'm going to start with a blank site. And as the instructions say, the title should be cs101 and your last name. So let's give it here your page title, cs101. I'm going to give it section 2, and I'm going to give my full name, John Smart. The actual name of the site up here I can put right here. I'm going to call that same name, cs101-2 by John Smart. That title will show up there in the upper left corner. And I can add lots of things to my site now. At this point, you basically can, let's add a few things and then play a little bit with the capabilities of websites in the Google Cloud. Notice the URL is showing sites.google.com. Eventually we're going to publish it and it will have a better looking URL than this long, ugly, random string. But let's put some things in here first before we publish it. Let's just insert a few things. Let's try a text box. Simple text box. And I'll put hello from Fundamentals of Computing. It does spell checking on that. Let's see, I can modify the text there, so I have a little editor. Let's try something else. Let's try an image. How would we put an image in? Click on images. I'm going to go select image. I have recently found images. I don't know why they're not showing up. Let's try my drive. I guess I can browse to different folders. Images shared with me. Let's go to Google Images. And let's search for, how about we search for, what should we search for? Let's search for Bible. And it gives me, very much like the image online search in Word, let's choose any Bible image. I'm going to click, let's see, I'm going to click this one and insert. And there I get it inserted. And let's bring in another one just for fun here. Image, select, Google Images. Let's search for spring. No, sorry, fall, autumn. And I'll choose an autumn picture. Double click, inserts it. Let's see if I can move that around on my page. Yes, I have. Once I grab it, it shows a grid there that it will place my picture in. It looks like it snaps to the grid. So I can place images side by side. Can I overlap? It looks like I can't overlap images. Maybe if I do gallery somewhere here, that might let me overlap images. I'm going to skip the embed and drive. Let's jump down to, how about a content block? Let's see what that looks like. Oh, look at that. It gives me, very much like the Sway application, I can choose content. Oh, the same kind of thing. Let's throw in a YouTube. Okay, let's do a search for Emmaus Bible College. Or any of your favorite topics to look for. And let's go to SED Plenary Session 1. That puts that YouTube link in there, and let's just go SED 2023 Session 1. And anything you want to look in there, what it would be, choose wisely, right? Now I didn't get to all the sessions. Did he have momos for everyone? Okay. So notice the blocks, they're pretty handy. I can have built-in styles of blocks. Let's see what a collapsible group does. Click on that. Oh, and where did it put it? It put it in the middle of that. Let's try test group. And let's give it some items. Item 1, item 2, item 3. Now I don't know if that is going to be each a group, or if I come over here, what does that do? Duplicate section, delete section. Let's try duplicate. Okay, so I have multiple groups. Let's see what happens. Oh, so that makes the 2 test groups. I won't know what this looks like on the website until I actually publish it. But it looks like, oh yeah, there's the collapsing feature. Okay, so I have collapsible group. Oh, let's try table of contents. Let's put that. How about we put that? Yeah, we'll put that up here. So if I think it inserts things before what I have selected. Let's see if that does that. Let's try table of contents. See what happens if I do table of contents. Yes, it does it above the one I had selected, and it gives me a website style table of contents. I'm going to skip the image carousel and maybe play with a couple of these others. Let's go down to the bottom here, and if I click divider, adds a divider after that. A spacer gives me a little space between that. Let's try social link, see what that does. Let's try a link to facebook.com. And let's try, I'm assuming if I had a personal Twitter account that it would actually be a valid link. Let's see what happens if I click insert. Yeah, it gives me the little icon for that site. I'm assuming that'll be a live link when I publish the site. And let's see, I have other placeholders. We did a YouTube. Let's try a calendar. Oh, I guess I can choose whose calendars to share, to save, or to share. Let's go holidays. I'll have a holiday calendar. Okay, there's what a calendar would look like. Something that'd be pretty cool. Say you're publishing information about a party coming up or an event. I can click map, choose a location that I want to share with my friends. I'll put 2570 Asbury Road. Finds Dubuque, and I click select, and I have a map that I could put on my website for how to get to our wonderful college. Looks like that's not snapping to the grid like the other. I can enlarge that. I could share docs. I'm assuming that could be links to my other documents that I have in my account. Let's try slides. That might be interesting. So slides. Oh, I don't have any slides. I suppose if I create slides, I could share them. That is Google's versions of PowerPoint. We'll probably do a Google version of PowerPoint after we get through our PowerPoint sections. Forms are pretty nice, but I have to have created them. Forms, you can have a question. You can create questionnaires. Let's see if this takes me to my form. Let's see. Can I create? Oh, that's the list. I guess I have to go to forms and create one before putting it in my website. Since I'm going to go do a quick create a form, I'm going to go back to my login for my John Smart. Under here, I can actually go to create a form there. I'm going to create a form really quickly just by doing new form. I'll call it John Smart's test form. No, I don't want to take a tour. No, thanks. And I'll have a question. I'll just call question 1. Are you smart? And my two options are be a yes and a no. So there's my test form, and I'm going to, I don't need to send it. I believe now it will show up. Oh, let's give that a name. Yeah. It'll give me the default name. I'll leave that name, and then now if I come back to my website after creating that form, let's see if it shows up in my add a form, and there's my test form. Insert, and it shows up at the bottom of my website. Give me that little reminder. And I can't get rid of the OK. All right, we'll leave it there. Let's see what else. Anything other? Oh, let's just do a chart. Let's see what chart shows up as. Apparently I had some spreadsheets already in my Google Docs. We'll skip the chart thing because you probably don't have any charts there. But lots of capabilities of here, and played around with it a little bit here. Now let's go and publish this website. Personal website, easily created, but no one can see it yet. I need to publish it by clicking the Publish button. I click on Publish, and I can choose who can view my site. Right now, anyone at Emmaus Bible College. I want to make it more public than that. Let's click Manage, and let's change it to Publish Site, change it to Public. This does mean, I believe it can be found in search engines, I believe, if I make it public. If I actually wanted to allow other people to edit, I can make the access to the draft to give in to anyone in the world, and anyone in the world could be an editor of this site. You don't need to do that, so I'm going to turn that back to remove link or restricted. Then I don't need to let anyone edit my site. But that could be something that's a shared site between you and your friends that you share with others, but you can restrict or give edit access to your website. Now that it's published, I'm going to click done. There is my web address is going to, and I can actually choose my web address to be different than the actual name of my file here. But notice the web address assigned to that is going to give sites.google.com, emmaus.edu, and then the name of your page. You can actually request that search engines don't use this page. I don't care if they find it. It's just a little test site. So I'm going to now click publish. This I can use as my link, or once I publish it and visit it, then I can use that page. Now it's published. To preview it, I think I can come up here and do view published site, and let's see what it looks like now if I share the link with someone. Not too bad looking site, and there's my little map. There's my little test form that I can have them submit and answer the question whether they're smart or not. I think if I click on this, I can actually zoom on the map. Oh, I have to use control scroll to zoom. People could find my place. I don't know if they could get directions from where they are, but at least it gives you a map without you having to worry about how in the world to find some mapping website. This is at the top here, at the top of my website. That's the link to my website. I want to click on there and do a Control-C copy because I need to put the link to my website back in my assignment. So I published it, visit it, and now you have the full URL, easy copy paste. If I go back here to view my URL, I think under settings you might be able to see your link. Oh, maybe not. Let's try publish, reviewed, or publish settings. There I could copy paste my site. Doesn't make it very easy to copy paste this. So there's the site URL there as well. You'd think they'd have a little button say copy link. Let's go back to our document now and put the link to our website right here. Select that text, choose the chain either there, or if it's not showing, you got to expand your menu, click the chain link and paste your URL to your website. And the save is not there. Let's close that. Link to personal website. Paste. There. Now the apply is clickable. And now that will take me, let's verify that it takes me there. Yes, it takes me to my personal website. There's plenty of other places where you can get free websites, so Google Docs is not the only place, but it's a decent website. We use it for our Awana clubs because we have forms for registering their clubbers. Makes it an easy thing to edit from anywhere, give someone else permission to edit it. Other sites like WordPress.com, I'm sure there's thousands of other places. It's a little more complicated how to get in. You have to establish an account. Google Docs makes it fairly convenient, and I use it because I'm using it all the time for my Emmaus email. So a nice, convenient way to create a website. Now let's go back and verify. Do we have everything required? Created the personal website, published it. I gave you a lot of flexibility on the content of your website. As long as it's available, if I click this, it does take me to your site. Then I think it's ready. One thing more about the websites, when I'm there, if I ever edit my website, I guess I closed my website. If I ever go back to my website, I can go back here under sites. If I ever edit that website and make some small change, say I haven't made a change, I go to publish, it says, oh, there's no changes. If I make one tiny little change, like it's got 2 T's in his last name, I go publish, it gives me the old and the new version, and I have to republish, and then the old version now is updated. So you have to manually republish. Changes don't automatically get published. You have to manually publish. You have to review it and then publish. So it does make you go through a little short review, but nice way to make decent looking websites. And the URL isn't too ugly either. You go to the URL, it's a decent looking URL that you could actually email to someone that they could sort of remember that, but it does get a little long. But it does have sites Google, mas.edu, and then whatever name you decide to give your personal site. And once you have that done, you have your document there. Verify back on Schoology that your assignment has that link in there. I can always click here to verify that I did give a working link, and that will take me to the site. Yeah, I can see that, or to the document. I can see that document has been edited. Once you have your document link posted in your submission, you are done with this cloud assignment. A lot of capabilities there in the cloud, and this is just one of the many online editors out there. Remember what they're getting from you. They make it free, but they are learning the kind of links you use, where you go for your links. They're learning about you by giving you a free account. But there's a lot of convenient things that they give me for free, so I'm still using it. All right, have a wonderful day.